What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Oleta Adams, and we're moving on to the next album and thus the next chapter in this journey. Thank you again to Kim for providing the materials. And that's the 1995 album Moving On, which sounds like it probably relates to emotional transition, moving on to a new romantic partner, or indeed moving past an older one. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some heartbreak or pain along the way on the album. And indeed, the first track is Never Knew Love, which sounds like someone who's saying, even if they've been in relationships, they've never known love. But the phrasing of it and the tense of it suggests that maybe it's part of a larger phrase, because never knew love sounds like a past condition, and maybe now in the present they know love. So perhaps it's never knew love before, or never knew love like this. So I feel like it might not be as painful or brokenhearted as it seems at first glance. Either way, I'll try to catch what I can. This is Oleta Adams. The track is Never Knew Love, and it's the first tune on her 1995 album, Moving On.
I can always count on you. I never knew love could feel this way before. You gave me joy, happiness, and so I never knew love could feel this way before. I really thought I knew love. They say that love is everything. Before you came,
Really does have a great voice. So I was correct in that it was part of a larger phrase, though the specific variant was not one I considered. That is to say, she's known love before, but she's never known love could be like this. So this person's love has been transformative for her, and she's feeling this warmth, and her heart is an open door, and she has this happiness that she's never known because love prior to this has never been exactly as it is, as enriching, as enveloping, and as positive as she now knows it to be, specifically with this person. So yes, it is actually a very happy song, and one that, again, the title might lead you in a different direction, but as I said, or as I predicted, just not exactly in the way it was. The title phrase was part of a larger sentiment, part of a larger sentence. So yes, I will note the Sonics, I mean, her vocals are still soulful, there's still soul in the tune, but it was more like R&B, I think, than anything from her I've heard before. It wasn't as jazzy, like jazz soul. It was more like soul R&B, which, again, moving forward in the 90s, maybe that makes a bit of sense, and ultimately the production did sound a bit evolved from her previous album, which was Evolution. But yeah, definitely a slightly different sound, and one that feels a bit more modern, I suppose, less like throwback jazz soul. Either way, I think it was good. I liked how the lead vocal and the supporting vocals, which I'm assuming were backup singers, maybe they were just other Oleta vocals, like layered, but it sounded like they were backup singers. But they were almost like having a conversation, so there was almost a bit of an improv feel where, like, the backup singers would say something about the way this love is, and she would say, mm-hmm, or, she'd respond to it as if it's like this multi-voice conversation about how she's feeling, about how this dynamic is with this person that she's found a new level of love with. So, yeah, actually a very joyful tune. I think she hits it vocally quite well, and, some of those extension embellishments where it's like flourishing and flaring on the end of the melodic line. So, a cool opener. It feels like it's a shorter one. I want to say like 3.5, 4 minutes. In fact, a bit less than 3.5, like 3:20 and change. So, yeah, ultimately a nice opener. Looking forward to hearing if this is more or less the flavor of this album sonically, or if there's still, some of the throwback jazzy type sounds. So, once again, thank you to Kim for sharing the Oleta material, and thank you to Tears for Fears for, discovering, not to say that she wasn't already doing things in the musical world, but again, as Kim explained when I started going through her stuff, they helped bring her to a larger audience, so I very much am pleased that happened and looking forward to more. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.